I made two mistakes when I was assessing the damage on the front door of this MG. As you can see, there's a large soft dent directly below the handle, and there's about 3 or 4 creases that run across the top section between the handle and the front mould and trim. So today I'm going to walk you through my repair process, and I'm also going to talk about the 2 mistakes I made that cost me time during this repair. So stay tuned. So my plan is to start with the damage here and here. I think those would be the most awkward or most complicated to repair. Now this is a great big soft dent, but I'm not too worried about that. I think a lot of that's going to come out. I think it's being held under tension. There's a little dent just here. I think once that comes out, there's a good chance a lot of this main kind of low is just going to come out by itself, kind of pop out. So I'm not too worried about this sort of damage. Should be fairly straightforward. I want to make sure I can get in and fix these couple of creases at the top. And for those of us that use a line board, this is what the reflection looks like. So fairly long crease, but it's also quite shallow. So I'm going to use this large oval tab from Black Plague PDR. It's just about the right size to cover the majority of my dent, and it should give me a relatively soft pull. I'm not looking to create any highs or kind of pull out too much of the damage. I just want to gently see what moves and start lifting the lows. So 2 large oval tabs, my slide hammer, and begin pulling out some of the damage. So you can probably see me turning around the slide hammer during my pulls, and that's just making sure I'm giving an even pull. So I'm moving my slide hammer, sometimes pulling slightly from the top edge of the tab, and then pinning it underneath and pulling slightly from the bottom. So here you can see we've got a bit of a high spot where I've pulled out one of those creases, but it's not too sharp. And then that front dent, I've massively reduced it in size. So I'm using a slightly smaller oval tab on that front dent and the same tab on the one further back, and just repeating that process. So using the R4 tip with the cherry cap on my knockdown, I'm just going to take a look at those highs, gently tap them down so I can get a true reading of the damage before working back on those lows. So that dent that was further back, you can see is massively improved. There's a little bit of distortion as we look across with the line board, and the front dent is getting smaller, kind of split into a couple of dents, but you can see it's a fairly soft crease. So I'm going to switch tactics now to this bar. So here I could get to, this part of the panel curves out so much that when I put that tool inside and twist it, it starts to spin. So I can't easily get the leverage I want because it sits so far away from this board sticking out. So I'm going to use a double bend bar. This is my narrow one. It's just a 10mm diameter. Little screw-in tip, nylon tip, and I've just put a little bit of tape around the edge just to keep with that nice soft pushing. This, by comparison with that kick, gives me much more leverage and the tool won't keep spinning around. So right now with that bar, I've got the tip directly behind the dent, and I'm just pushing that handle, kind of tweaking, moving the bar, and that double bend, that kick, is giving me the right leverage off my window guard to be able to get right into my low spot and gently start working out some of those lows. So the repair continued on with this process across those front two dents. I switched between some glue pulling with my slide hammer, a bit of tapping down, and also going back to my bar, working the repair from the inside. So I switched between these kind of three processes for about another half an hour, just getting some of that panel to read true. And as we take a look again with the line board, we can look straight down that panel. You can see it's a huge improvement, but there's still a bit of distortion in there. There's a little bit of tension around this trim. And as I bring the lens back, you can see we've got a little bit of distortion in our reflection. And that's just showing me there's still a little bit of damage there that needs to be looked at. And now without the line board, just that nice natural light, you can see some of the distortion in the reflections down the panel. There's a small crease in front of the handle, so I'm using just a small tab with the robo lifter and gently easing out that little low before working on a bigger crease that sits a little bit closer to that handle. There's not much access around the handle itself, so I'm going to go back to glue pulling. And if you remember at the start of the video, I said I think that as I start to release this tension, that large soft dent below could just pop out. That wasn't right. It didn't happen. Instead, I pulled quite a big high into my low. Not a problem, I can tap that down. So I've tapped down that high spot in kind of real time. I'm just going to play this little clip back, super speed, so you can see what's happening with the metal. It's really important to kind of cross-check and move your line board around during the repair process. So notice as I knock down this high, I move my board. I tap down all the highs I can see from this angle, adjust my board, repeat that process, and adjust my board again, and then address the highs from this angle. And I keep doing that until I can't find any high spots. That's when I'll then go back to pushing my lows. Okay. So now let's get on to the two mistakes that I made. So at the beginning of the video, I predicted this large soft dent would just kind of pop out nice and easily once I released the tension. I was kind of right, but I was addressing or kind of looking at the wrong tension, or maybe just assuming. So I quite often see large soft dents like this on panels, like bonnet panels, roofs and doors. And sometimes the initial impact can push the skin back a little bit in with the reinforcer, and in the glue, the bonding between the reinforcer and the skin, sometimes that can kind of suck the dent in and create a big low. So my theory was if I can cut through just a small section of the glue on the bar, then that's going to release the tension holding in that big low, and most of it should pop out. Now I spent about 20 minutes messing around with this because I'm a stubborn dog. But then I realised I'm just going to glue pull it. Within seconds I took out most of that dip. So my mistake was kind of assuming, without really checking, what the tension was, or what was creating that big low, and that cost me kind of about 20 minutes of messing around. I think I actually also created a small high spot whilst trying to cut the glue, so I had to address that down as well, so adding a little bit more time. Now alternatively, I could have used cold glue, and quite quickly I've just popped out that big kind of section of the low before continuing on my repair. Or I could have set up lateral tension system across the damage and released the tension that way. So both that and the cold glue would have been a quicker option than the one I chose. But my mistake was that I didn't take the time to really assess what was holding that tension in. I just made an assumption and rolled with it. And whilst we're talking about wasting time, that leads me perfectly into my second mistake. So I've got to the finishing stage of this repair, and I'm just kind of cross-checking, working, moving around the panel, trying to get it as clean as I can. Now I've made a huge improvement, but it's just not quite perfect. As I look down the panel, I can see some distortion, I can see kind of the reflections. It's just not straight, and there's enough in that kind of that wobble, the distortion and reflection that's just bugging me. So I spent about half an hour or so, continue on with a little bit of glue pulling, a bit of blending, a bit of tapping down. And then I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to go and check the driver's side, have a look at what an undamaged door looks like. And as I came round to the driver's side, this panel was even worse. So this panel isn't damaged at all, but if you look at the reflections of that fence, you can see it looks like there's a dip below the handle, a couple of creases either side of the handle, at the top, here and here, and also some creases and tension around that front trim. So that was my second mistake. I spent about at least half an hour trying to correct damage that wasn't really there. So hopefully you've learned something from this video. If you've got any questions, any comments, I'd love to hear from you. Just pop them in the comment section below this one. And if you did enjoy the video, please give it the thumbs up. And as always, you can subscribe to my channel. So that's it for me today. Hopefully you can learn from my mistakes, and I'll see you in the next one.